So I recently received a message over LinkedIn direct messaging that boils down to this. Dave, I'm interested in getting started in analytics. I tried to study Python programming, but that just didn't work for me. Is it okay if I just use Excel to get started? And the answer is a resounding yes. Yes, you can get very, very far in Excel. The caveat being, if you learn the right things. So here's a roadmap. So first and foremost, I'm assuming that you understand basics of working with Excel tables here. First is to learn how to use pivot tables. There is a reason why everyone in the world uses pivot tables in Excel. They are wildly, wildly useful, especially when you start working with calculated fields. You can get very, very far with pivot tables. Next up, the mighty process behavior chart. I write about these frequently on LinkedIn. They are awesome. Buy the book, Making Sense of Data by Dr. Donald J. Wheeler. Read it, learn it, love it. Excel is a great tool for creating process behavior charts. You can use them to do statistical analyses of business processes over time. You can even use process behavior charts to compare Group A to Group B and see if they're statistically significantly different, all without using fancy things like a t-test or a randomized A/B experiment. Awesome stuff, just awesome. After that, you're going to want to take a look at the analysis Toolpak. There are so many things in the analysis Toolpak that I can't list them all, but there are 4 things that you're going to want to take a look at first and foremost. 1, you're going to want to take a look at summary statistics functionality in the analysis Toolpak, wildly useful. Second, histograms. Gotta love a histogram. Third, correlation matrices, wildly useful stuff. And then lastly, linear regression. Yes, you can do linear regression in Excel. It's actually quite easy. You have to do some basic studying of how to do linear regression correctly, but you don't have to worry about the math. You don't have to worry about all the various types of things that you would need to worry about if you took a class on linear regression. You can learn the basics and be quite productive in analyzing your business data just using linear regression in the analysis Toolpak. With Solver, the Solver, it's typically used for optimization problems, one of which is logistic regression. So taking supply chain and operations research scenarios out of the equation for a second, you can do logistic regression in Excel using the Solver. Awesome stuff. So think about this for a second. You can do your pivot tables in Excel. You can do summary statistics. You can do histograms. You can do linear regression. You can do logistic regression. And you can use the mighty process behavior charts, all without leaving Excel. Now, the only real limitation that you might run into is the fact that Excel only works on 1 million rows out of the box. But generally speaking, most of the time in business analytics, that's not nearly the restriction you might think it is. Lastly, if you want to learn a programming language, learn SQL. SQL and Excel are like chocolate and peanut butter, better together, baby. You can create all kinds of interesting dynamic tables by just clicking refresh using embedded SQL in Excel. Your process behavior charts are dynamically refreshed each week as you run new data. It's amazing stuff. So in summary, yes, you can stay in Excel, learn the important things. Well, stuff that I think is important anyway. And then if you need to learn a programming language, if you want a little bit more power in your analytics, then of course, hit up SQL. Those 2 things will get you a long, long way. Until next time, happy data sleuthing.